Stay connected with iPower 1 on the coronavirus epidemic.
From the Hard Planet Media Studios in New York, this is iPower 2, hot off the wire.
For a moment, a stunning display of solidarity on the racetrack helped soothe a nation reeling from racial tension. But now confusion after a noose found in the garage stall of Bubba Wallace, the only black driver in NASCAR's Cup Series, may not have been directly targeting the driver. The FBI saying after a thorough review of the facts and evidence surrounding this event, we have concluded that no federal crime was committed. New video evidence showing the noose found in Wallace's garage number 4 was in that garage as early as October 2019, before it was his, and months before Wallace demanded NASCAR ban Confederate flags. This YouTube video, posted in December, appears to show that same garage stall with a pull rope hanging from it in the shape of a noose. It's not known if this is the same video seen by the FBI.
In that way,
Wallace speaking overnight on CNN after the FBI's findings.
It was a noose that was whether tied in 2019 or whatever, it was a noose.
He also responded to criticism on social media and the trending Twitter hashtag fake noose.
I'm pissed. I'm mad because people are trying to test my character and the person that I am and my integrity.
His racing team later responding as well. No member of Richard Petty Motorsports nor Wallace had any involvement with the presence of the rope. NASCAR's president Steve Phelps expressing relief.
It is fantastic to hear from the FBI definitively that there was not a hate crime.
Despite the last several days catapulting a sport dogged by concerns of historical prejudice into a show of unity, NASCAR's only black majority owner, John Cohen, says Wallace's stand for social justice has likely transformed the sport.
We're going to gain a whole new base, and Bubba Wallace already gained a new base of fans. He's a superhero right now to most kids.
A driver using his superpowers to summon permanent change.
I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks, and I've always stood by this, but I want everybody to feel welcome.
The last few weeks, we've seen demonstrations all across the nation calling for renaming buildings named after former New Jersey Governor and U.S. President Woodrow Wilson. And in some places, we've actually seen those calls for change be met and those names changed. And here in New Brunswick, people are hoping they can too change the name of this elementary school, Woodrow Wilson Elementary School. Now, just last night, we saw protests here by people calling for the name of this elementary school to be changed. Organizers say it's time to acknowledge Wilson's views on race and implement a lasting change.
And what tarnishes his legacy is the segregation and the white supremacist aspects of him. So, you know, if his name was to be on a World War I monument, that's perfectly fine. But I don't think it's accurate for him to be on an elementary school. His name to be on an elementary school.
Last week, Monmouth University's Board of Trustees voted unanimously to remove Wilson's name from its marquee building and did rename it to the Great Hall at Shadow Lawn. And in Camden, a committee is being formed to find a new name for Woodrow Wilson High School. In Clifton, a petition is making rounds to change the name of both of the district's middle schools. One of those schools is named after Wilson, and the other one is named after Christopher Columbus, also sparking controversy and change across the nation with that name. Now, back here in New Brunswick, there's still no word when or even if the name of Woodrow Wilson Elementary School will be changed, and if it is changed, no clue on what it will be renamed. We are in New Brunswick today. Darlene Melendez, News 12, New Jersey.
Amazon is planning to form an internal counterfeit crimes unit to help fight against knockoff products being sold on its site. The crimes unit will be a combination of former federal prosecutors and investigators. The company is saying forming a counterfeit crimes unit will help effectively pursue civil litigation against bad sellers. And Brazil's central bank is suspending Facebook's WhatsApp payment feature. According to Bloomberg, the bank's decision to suspend its payment feature is to ensure competition in the payment system market. Officials say the bank will use the suspension to evaluate potential risks to the country's payment infrastructure. And Snapchat is looking to turn its users into buyers with its latest feature. The social media platform is launching an original show called The Drop. The show exploring the relationship between fashion designers and celebrity collaborators. The unscripted series will debut later this year. And that's your business and tech update from Cheddar on News 12.
The first big test for the MTA on how to move hundreds of thousands of people while trying to stop the spread of the virus. Governor Cuomo riding the 7 train this morning from Queens to his office in Midtown to show his confidence in the safety of this system. We continue our coverage with Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan. He's live in Times Square for us. Jim.
Yeah, Bill, a bunch of people came back to work today, and they found a much different commute. For one thing, they found people handing out masks as they came into most subway stations. There were cleaner trains. There were some crowded trains today, even now. And there were some things, Bill, you just couldn't imagine you'd ever see in a subway station.
You need a mask? Take 2.
Remember when even nurses couldn't get surgical masks? Now the MTA is handing them out to anyone who's heading for a train, along with hand sanitizer, all part of the effort to make people safer and more comfortable as they head back to work. Results were, well, mixed.
You know, not completely comfortable.
Everything normal and very clean, everything.
Did you just say the subway was clean?
Yes.
Right? Hard to believe.
It's a very beautiful day today.
The mayor said today the beginning of phase 1 in New York City is just a start, and this needs to go well to get to the next level.
We are moving forward in this city. Everyone should be proud of the fact we're moving forward. Let's get this next part right so we can move forward even more.
To be sure, this is not your mother's rush hour, or even yours 6 months ago. More people rode in today than have recently, but nothing like it was before the COVID crisis struck. And so, on some trains today, it was easy to create space between and among passengers. But on some, that wasn't possible, and that will only get more difficult as the reopening moves along.
You will run into moments when you cannot social distance. The most important thing you can do is wear your mask at all times. Total mask vigilance is what we need.
Which doesn't make everyone exactly eager to ride.
Very uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And I'm sure if I'm because of the coronavirus, people's coughing, the train's still crowded. So I'm heading to work, guys.
You have no choice, right?
I have no choice.
Most people have no choice. Hey, another big change that commuters are finding are these Omni readers. They're in a lot of the stations now. They are credit card readers, really. They just let you pay without touching anything. In this day and age, that's a pretty good thing.
Bless up, world.
Have you heard about social distancing?
You gotta stay at home if you can.
This is very serious. We have to stay home.
Not just to protect yourself, but to protect others.
You don't want to spread the coronavirus in your community.
Don't go outside, even if you think you're fine.
Stay at least 6 feet away from other people. 2, arm's length.
2 arms.
Do not hug.
Don't shake hands.
Yeah, no touching for now.
Any avoidable trips, avoid.
Nope, not traveling anywhere.
Pick up food or get it delivered.
Staying home helps lower the risk for everyone.
Protect your life, protect your loved ones, and protect the world.
We can save lives, okay?
Stay at home.
Stay at home.
Stay at home. That's the key.
Just because you're at home
doesn't mean that we can't be alone together.
Together.
Cool?
Get iPower 989 or iPower 2 on any device. Watch or listen anywhere in the New York tri-state area. Video or radio on demand. Available on YouTube or TuneIn Radio. Also, log on to our official website at iPower1FM.com. iPower is always on 24/7. Download now.
Our family was devastated when my father took his life. If you feel suicidal, call this number. With help, you can get well. CBS Cares.
The man who fired at police was riding a bike and wearing a mask. Detectives have been searching for surveillance video, hoping to get leads on a suspect. Multiple detectives in the crime unit responding to 989 Jennings Street. According to authorities, the off-duty officer, who was not in uniform, was parking his car near Jennings Street and Longfellow Avenue just after 1 in the morning. We're told as the police officer was walking, he encountered a group of 5 to 6 guys and got involved in an argument. That quickly escalated when a man riding a bike pulls out a gun and fires 2 to 3 rounds at the off-duty cop. The officer firing his gun back before the group fled. Detectives have been on scene for several hours investigating why the group came after him. As far as we know, no one was injured. The police officer was taken to the hospital for a checkup. In Cortona Park East, Jonah Hernandez, News 12.
TCS New York City Marathon has now been canceled because of the coronavirus. The event organizer and the city making the decision because of the health and safety concerns. The New York City Marathon, the largest in the world. Last year, some 54,000 runners finished it. And of course, millions of spectators line the streets, and a lot of money is spent in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Lost revenue this year. Now, the chance to get a full refund of a runner's entry fee or a guaranteed entry in the next 3 races. Mayor de Blasio announcing today that beaches will reopen on July 1st. You do have to wear a face mask and practice social distancing. The mayor credited the action of New Yorkers as the reason the beaches are able to reopen.
We are able to make this announcement today because of you, because of all you did to fight through the coronavirus, to take the right precautions, to show a lot of toughness and discipline. It has brought us to this day.
The beaches have technically been open since Memorial Day weekend, just not for swimming. Long Island starts phase 3 of its reopening today. And News 4's Kat Craig is in Freeport to let us know how it's going. Kat?
And David, a press conference just wrapped up minutes ago here with the Freeport mayor, civic and community leaders celebrating phase 3 being underway and cheering on those restaurants that can now offer dining in. It's been a long time coming, as you know. Taking a look at this video, we were over by Baldwin and we talked with the owner there and the workers at Coach Diner who welcomed us and customers into the restaurant. They made sure to space everyone out across the diner at different booths and tables. For more than 3 months, most restaurants have only been able to do takeout and delivery. Strict health and safety precautions have been made, like wearing face coverings with employees and also making sure customers are doing the same. Outdoor dining resumed on June 10th, but some restaurants were not able to set up tables outside. At Coach Diner in Baldwin, the owner and staff there are looking forward to customers being inside the diner.
Well, we're excited to see everybody come back. We've taken over 100 phone calls. It started Mother's Day, so it's been going on since,
Yeah.
And this week, Monday and Tuesday, a lot of calls. You're going to open, posting on Facebook every day. But after 99 days, we get to open.
Testing the resiliency of every business owner here on the Strip is something that's going to be shown in the next couple of months. It is usually the hottest tourist destination in the county, if not Long Island, and finally today we'll be able to open it up again.
And that was the mayor of Freeport. They're also cheering on the businesses that are able to reopen today, and those include nail salons, tattoo parlors, other personal care services, and workers are making sure to have the personal protective equipment to keep themselves and customers safe. Reporting live in Freeport, Catherine Craig, News 4 New York.
Let me give you a couple of more details on this. The infection rate formula will be 10 per 100,000 on a 7-day rolling average, or 10% of the total population positive on a 7-day rolling average. So any state that has an infection rate above that would require a 14-day quarantine. As of today, the states that are above that level are Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Washington, Utah, Texas. That's as of today. The states themselves can change as the infection rate changes. And we will update daily what states are above that infection rate. But as of today, those are the states that are above the infection rate. And again, it's just common sense. It's the spirit of community. If you're in a place that has a high infection rate, we understand that, and we'll help you any way we can. And we've been helpful in reaching out to every state across the nation. But we don't want to see the infection rate increase here after what we've gone through, and that's the 14-day quarantine. That is a uniform policy across the 3 states. Each state will be responsible for the enforcement of that policy within.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed. Isn't it? Why is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Well, an illegal fireworks display gone wrong in High Bridge, and after one flew into a toddler's window, injuring him overnight. The scary incident all caught on cell phone video you can see right here. Yeah, that's those fireworks going off. News 12's Sabrina Franza has the very latest on what happened from Anderson Avenue. Sabrina.
Eric, this really is a parent's worst nightmare. Fireworks going off in the middle of the night and shooting into your child's 6th floor window. We spoke to that mother after she says they kept going off even after the ambulance got there.
Nosotros nos fuimos y cuando bajamos todavía estaban tirando. Mi esposo le dijo que le habían dado al niño y nosotros
we left, and after we went downstairs, she says they continued to throw the fireworks, and her husband told them the firework had hit their child, and they kept going until like 5 in the morning while they were still throwing them. This is that video again taken from that little boy's window, a fireworks show turning into sheer terror. The toddler was watching with his parents late last night. He sustained burns to his arms, his mother telling us 3 or 4 burns that will leave temporary scars. The 3-year-old's father called 911 and then they went to an area hospital for treatment, and now an investigation underway into who set those fireworks off. Police tell us so far they have not made any arrests and are looking for more relevant information into this case. Anybody who has any information is urged to call the Crime Stoppers tip line. Neighbors telling us, as well as that family, they want the fireworks to stop. We're in High.
It's devastating. It's really devastating because it could have been my child, could have been my grandchild, anybody's child.
And that was another neighbor telling us that they do want the fireworks to stop. Again, if anybody has any information, they are urged to call the Crime Stoppers tip line. The number 1-800-577-TIPS. The neighbors and the family want this to stop. We're in High Bridge.
It was horrible. I couldn't breathe. It was like
somebody was really literally standing on me.
Tracy Blue, her husband Gregory Blue, and their 2 sons are looking for action to be taken against police officers who they say used excessive force during an arrest on June 4th.
It was the most scariest thing we have ever been through. I've never seen such a thing in my life.
What do we want? Justice! The family's attorney and activists rallying outside of the 71st precinct today after the alleged incident where they say dozens of police officers were on Eastern Parkway back on the 4th due to protests that were happening nearby. They say officers ended up at the family's apartment building where a barbecue was taking place after the 8 p.m. citywide curfew had gone into effect when they say things turned violent.
There was a protest that was passing the building and they was cheering them on. These officers stayed back, didn't follow the protesters, but stayed back to harass and brutalize them.
The family says after being held down and beaten by police, their 2 sons were arrested and are facing a number of charges, including resisting arrest, unlawful assembly, and obstructing governmental administration.
One of my sons, he was hit in the head with a baton in the back of his ear. Another son, his whole wrist. He just had shoulder surgery. They kind of found out they did him so badly that now he got his whole wrist and his hands. He got problems with that.
A spokesperson for the NYPD says the incident is under internal review. In Crown Heights, John A. Caldwell, News 12.
We are in the portion of the protest where people are a little bit quieter, maybe getting a few moments of shut-eye at this point. They've been here, after all, since about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. This is a whole new level of protesting, reminiscent of the Occupy Wall Street movement. This is what they're calling Occupy City Hall. Dozens here camping out overnight for this round-the-clock demonstration with continued calls to defund the police. Overnight, a group of protesters began occupying an area outside New York City Hall, lying on the grass, listening to speakers, and setting up camp amid continued calls to defund the police.
If we engage in an occupation just like Occupy Wall Street, they cannot ignore us because our bodies are physically in this space.
For weeks, the group has been demonstrating peacefully in an effort to shift $1 billion away from the NYPD and reinvest it into the 5 boroughs.
People make a call for what the state and the government should do, which is the right thing, which is to defund the NYPD by $1 billion at least and invest that money into communities.
The mayor and police commissioner have said that figure is too high, especially at a time when crime has spiked in the city. While Mayor de Blasio is in support of shifting resources, he said on Pix 11 Tuesday morning, a recent spike in crime, shootings up 300%, is concerning, and we still need the NYPD.
What's happened in the last weeks, I'm worried about it. And it's only the beginning of the summer, which means we have to keep a focus on the importance of officers on the beat in the neighborhoods where they're needed most, while at the same time making reforms.
In recent weeks, the department has made a series of policy shifts, giving way to more transparency. But this morning, the New York City Health Commissioner revealing the city far underreported deaths of civilians at the hands of police from 2010 to 2015. The new report reveals during that time, the city claimed 46 had died, when new numbers reveal it's actually 105 people, including 11 people of color who were unarmed at the time. None were white, according to the report. And the health commissioner in a statement said that she acknowledged the numbers that were released were flawed, but is now committed to painting in a more accurate picture going forward. At this point, she says the focus is creating racial justice here in the city. As for the protesters, well, they say they expect to be here possibly before the budget is due next Tuesday. Reporting live in Lower Manhattan, I'm Anthony DiLorenzo, Pix 11 News.
Everybody deserves a second chance, right?
Ismaelin Sanchez has made a living creating masterpieces on living canvases. From forearms to full body, the tattoo artist has covered up everything. And now, in wake of the national conversation on racism, he's offering to do another type of covering up, transforming racist and hate-inspired ink free of charge.
I have people that don't even wear shorts for 28 years because of the things that they have. I've seen the double lightning bolts, a lot of Confederate flags, and a lot of Nazi symbols.
Sanchez, who co-owns Chakra Tattoos in Old Bridge with his wife Sarah, will not only provide this cover-up service, which would typically cost up to $300 an hour for free, but he assures clients it'll be a judgment-free zone. From those who he has already helped, the apparent common threads on why they got the tattoo in the first place, he says, are peer pressure and inexperience with other communities.
They join a group or an organization where they have to do certain things in order to fit in. So a lot of them get pushed into this.
The artist has already transformed this Confederate flag tattoo to what is now a woman's face. Those who have reached out send in a photo of the ink and their story, which allows the team at Chakra to brainstorm on cover-up ideas. While he has received some flack online from critics who feel he shouldn't waste his talent on racists, Sanchez says it's all about nurturing growth.
Why would you stop a plant from growing, right? It's the same concept. I was like, a plant looks beautiful when it blooms, you know? So we should let everybody bloom.
Chakra Tattoos opens back up on July 1st. For those interested in covering up hate-inspired ink, you're urged to reach out. I have all the details up on my Instagram page at Andrew Ramos TV. In Jersey City, I'm Andrew Ramos, Pix 11 News.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again? Yep. Mix beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it? Got it. Throw on the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
And the kitchen is cooking. The Sutoli family has been serving up Italian specialties here at their restaurant in Syosset for 40 years. Because the restaurant did not have outdoor seating, today, the beginning of Phase 3, is a very big day.
We're looking forward to get back to normal little by little.
Here at Frenina in Syosset, after 3.5 months, they were finally able to open their doors, and I can tell you the patrons here are very happy.
We thought it would never happen, so we're just happy to be here, very happy.
And at the Nautical Mile in Freeport, restaurant owners are saying cheers as Phase 3 got underway.
It is usually the hottest tourist destination in the county, if not Long Island, and finally today we'll be able to open it up again.
At Otto's restaurant, preparations were underway to welcome diners indoors. Otto's and other restaurants on the Nautical Mile were hit hard during Hurricane Sandy. They say despite the restrictions of Phase 3, which includes only 50% capacity, they will not let the coronavirus take them down.
My family's seen hurricanes and they've been through the wars, they've been through everything. We got through it.
While restaurants are celebrating getting back to business, doctors on the front lines of the coronavirus say social distancing guidelines cannot go out the window.
We want to make sure that our numbers stay as low as they do so that we try to delay the second surge or maybe never even see the light of it. This is not the time to be selfish.
Danielle Campbell, News 12, Long Island.
Now we're sending things over to meteorologist Mike Rizzo, who's in his front yard. The grass, Mike, needs some watering. What do you think?
I know, I do. I need to turn on the sprinkler over here.
No,
I
just
gotta
some
take care of
rain.
that this
Just some
afternoon.
rain.
No, you're right. It does need watering, and we've had such a dry stretch of weather for this last week as a whole. We're at a deficit now, not just for the month, but also at the year. So we do have some rain coming through this weekend, but it's not enough to put us back on track. Let's get to the details here tonight. Low temperatures down to the upper 60s, lower 70s. As you can see on your screen here, around 70 degrees across all 5 boroughs. Not too bad there tonight. Turning more humid as we get into tomorrow, and that heat and humidity does take a toll, providing us with some thunderstorms. All right, Saturday's forecast, shading of yellow, represents scattered severe storms are possible for the region, including New York City. Watch out for some gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour, or maybe even higher in some severe storms. And hail could be a concern as well. We're not looking at any rotation or tornadic activity at this time, but it's not impossible. Anytime you have the threat for wind damage, you could get any kind of spin up, whether it be a gustnado, a microburst, a tornado, whatever it is. Just keep in mind, everybody, some strong to severe thunderstorms are on the way tomorrow afternoon. All right, futurecast. Tomorrow morning, we do wake up with some clouds. By the midday, temperatures surge well into the upper 80s. I think there's going to be an abundance of clouds, if not hazy sunshine for tomorrow afternoon. And it really is a give or take here. We're going to keep an eye to the sky as we get into the afternoon and evening. If we get a little bit more of the sun, we got to take away some of the nice conditions, because that sunshine helps fuel these storms that are going to develop anytime after 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. So the majority of Saturday is okay. It's hot, it's humid. And then once you get toward the second half of the day, keep an eye to the sky.